Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and today I'm going to be taking you through a Vinyasa practice specifically focused on core strength and stability. So when we think of many of our balancing poses within yoga, a lot of the ability to balance radiates from the center of the body. So it's a really good place to kind of focus our attention to find strength. And it's also a really good area in the body to help build strength so that we can protect our lower back. I'm not going to be using any props today. However, we are going to be doing some forward bends later on in the practice, which you may or may not need a belt for. And we're also going to be doing the half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So it may be that you would like a brick or a block. And if you do, then have that placed at the front of your mat. We're going to begin lying down, so let's come down onto our backs and let's move straight into the practice. So coming to lie down on the floor, just taking a few moments to adjust the body, just allowing the body to settle, so you can have the knees bent, feet placed on the floor, just rest the hands onto the belly. And just take a moment to tune in to the body and the breath. So just taking the time to slow everything down. Before we begin our physical practice. So it's always good to just check in with the physical body. You know, whatever time we're coming onto our mat, just notice how the body's feeling. And just notice what we bring with us mentally. So just having that awareness of our distractions and the things that are likely to carry us off mentally somewhere else. We can begin to deepen our breathing, having that soft, gentle upward lift of the pelvic floor. And we just slowly start to draw the navel in towards the spine, so already we can begin to engage those muscles around the centre. Maybe engaging our Ujjayi breath, that lovely sound of the ocean. And let's start to draw the knees in towards the body. Just have a little rock from side to side. So we continue to draw the navel in towards the spine, but we're not hugging the belly in. We just maintain this awareness of muscles that surround our centre. Maybe create some small circles down in the lower back, down into the back of the hips. Just starting to loosen up that space within the body. From here we're going to hug the right knee in, so catching the right knee with both hands. We're going to straighten the left leg away from the body, and we're going to point all the toes away from the body, and just keep that left leg slightly floating off the floor. I'm going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and as we exhale we're going to lift the head and shoulders as we hug that right knee into the body, lower belly still drawing in. So keep the breath moving nice and smooth. So here, really already engage in the core of the body. Now we're going to release that knee with both hands. We're going to keep the head and shoulder lifted, and we're going to reach the arms forward. So fingertips and toes all reaching away from the body. Keep it there, breathing nice and smooth. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, slowly lower the head and shoulders down. I'm going to straighten the right leg up to the sky, lower the left leg down. We're going to catch a hold at the back of the right thigh. Here we're going to press into that right heel. A little bit of resistance between the hands and the thigh. Nice deep breaths. And slowly lower that right leg as we hug the left knee in. Point all the toes away from the body. Keep the right leg just floating slightly off the floor. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, let's lift the head and shoulders. Hugging the left knee in, lower belly gently drawn in. So we're maintaining this engagement through our center. So again, really aware of the muscles that are keeping the body stable here. Nice, soft, deep breath. Release the left knee, keep the head and shoulders lifted. Reach the arms forward away from the body. Nice, steady breathing. And let's lower the head and shoulders, lower the right leg, straighten the left leg up to the sky, press into the heel, hands grasp the back of the thigh. So again, a little bit of resistance between the hands and the leg. And let's hug both knees into the body, again a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to straighten the legs up to the sky, point the toes. We're going to reach the hands up to the sky in line with the shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to lift everything up towards the sky. Lower belly drawn in. Nice steady breath, hold it here. Keep breathing. And lower the head and shoulders. Hug the knees in, little rock from side to side. So you may already be starting to feel a little bit of warmth around the center of the body. I'm going to rock forward and back until we come all the way up and over and onto all fours. So here, spreading the fingers wide, elbows and wrists below the shoulders, knees balanced below the hips, and let's straighten the right leg away from the body, extend through the toes. Float the left arm, reach forward through the fingertips, lower belly drawn in, lifting out of the right shoulder. Here we keep facing the floor so the back of the neck remains nice and long. And we're still breathing nice and deep here, all the way down to the base of the lungs. Navel gently drawn in towards the spine. See if we can maintain that lightness between the body and the floor. And then we're going to gently lower the left hand to the floor. We're going to take that right foot far over to the left, bringing the heel down. We're going to breathe in as we float the right arm up to the sky. I'm going to take the right arm back, so we're spiraling the chest open towards the sky, pressing down to the pads of the left fingertips. So this little internal twist all the way down into the belly. And take a nice deep breath in. Exhale as we float the right hand down to the floor, sweep the right knee back underneath the hip, and let's straighten the left leg away from the body, reaching away through the toes. Float the right hand, reaching forward through the fingertips, lifting out of the left shoulder, belly drawn in, hold it here. So again, we're facing the floor, back and the neck remains nice and open, navel gently drawn in. Continuing to breathe, so notice if we begin to hold the breath, and keep that breath moving through the body. And let's gently lower the right hand to the floor. Take the left foot over to the right, bring the heel down. Let's breathe in as we float the left hand up to the sky, and we're going to take the left arm back. So again, we're spiraling the chest open, pressing down through the pads of the fingers. Keep breathing. And let's slowly bring the left hand down. Knees back underneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide. We're just going to take the hands a few inches forward. So we're going to keep that nice element of space across the palms of the hands. And here we're going to press the tops of the feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to float the knees off the floor. Keep the belly drawn in. So here we really feel the center of the body beginning to work. Maintaining that element of breath. 2 more deep breaths. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the hips up and back, rolling over the toes. Pressing the heels towards the earth to come into our first downward facing dog. So take a moment to adjust the body, find that nice comfortable space, and then let's have a nice pedal through the heels, a little sway into the hips. So just beginning to find that element of flow and fluidity all the way down the backs of the legs. So arms here are shoulder width apart, feet are at least hip distance apart. So let's steady our feet, lifting the hips up and back, belly drawing in as we press the heels down. And as we breathe in here, we're going to float forward into our plank. And we're going to hold it here. So we avoid sinking the hips towards the floor. We keep the hips a little bit lifted. We're still pressing back to the heels, but the shoulders are balanced above the ribs. Wrists. Navel gently drawing in, relax the face, and lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Hold it here, press the heels towards the floor. Tiny little softness in the elbows here. Broaden the shoulders, find that space in the upper back. And on our inhale, let's float forward into our plank. Hold it here, nice steady breath. So see if we can find that element of lift from the palms of the hands all the way up into the shoulders. So we take a little bit of weight away from our wrists here. So we really want to spread the energy across the upper body. And let's lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide, relax the muscles of the face. So notice if we're beginning to gather any tension in the face, the eyes, the jaw. And from here, let's breathe in as we float the right leg up, bend that knee, lift it nice and high, a little bit of twist down in the torso, nice deep breaths. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. So in between the hands, steadying the feet, the back heel is lifted as we lift up. And coming into our lovely Ashta Chandasana, a nice high lunge. I'm going to float the arms up, palms facing in. I'm going to draw the belly in as we sink the hips a little bit deeper and just hold it here without holding the breath. So arms in line with the ears, back of the neck is nice and soft. And from here, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to lean the upper body forward as we sweep the arms back. Palms facing down and in line with that back leg. So almost reaching forward through the crown of the head, reaching back through the fingertips. Hold it steady. And then let's bring our hands in prayer position in front of the chest. So we're going to take the weight a little bit forward. So we need to really focus on that element of strength in the center of the body. As we breathe in, we're going to float up onto that right foot. Bringing that back leg and the upper body parallel to the floor. So we're up in our lovely warrior 3 here. See if we can maintain that softness between the body and the floor. Nice deep breaths. Two more deep breaths. Hold it steady. Notice where that element of balance is coming from. And I'm going to slowly breathe in as we soften that right knee, lift the upper body, draw the left knee forward and up, hold it here, lower belly drawing in, and let's gently lower the left foot down. So coming into our lovely Tadasana, so arms down the sides of the body, roll the shoulders open, palms face forward. Let's take a deep breath in as we float the arms up, look to the thumbs. As we exhale, let's fold, coming through our first flow. Breathe in as we lift halfway, look forward. Exhale as we step the feet back. Breathing in to float forward to our plank. Lowering the body down. Inhale as we lift through the chest. Exhale it back. Downward facing dog. So again, take the time to steady the feet. Find that space in the whole of the body, that softness in the elbows. And from here, we're going to breathe in as we float forward to our plank, lower belly drawing in. And as we exhale, take the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in as we float forward, and let's hold it here. So again, hips are a little bit lifted, lower belly gently drawing in, shoulders down away from the ears. So we have this real tendency to kind of gather tension in the body where we don't need it. So it's a lovely practice to take away from the mat, just acknowledging those spaces where we have the tendency to hold stress within the body. Let's lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And let's breathe in as we float the left leg this time up to the sky, bend the knee, lift the knee nice and high, that lovely little twist down into the belly. And let's go ahead and step that left foot forward, in between the hands. Keeping the back heel lifted, steady the feet. Inhale as we lift up. And let's float the arms up, palms facing in. A lovely high lunge. So again, arms in line with the ears, lower belly drawing in towards the spine. So maintain that connection to our center throughout the whole of our practice. Lovely. Let's release the arms down the sides of the body. Lean the upper body forward, palms face down, and arms in line with that back leg. So again, it's like we're leaning towards the front of the mat through the crown of the head and reaching back through the fingertips. Let's bring our hands into prayer position in front of the chest. Lower belly drawing in, control that energy through the center. As we breathe in, we're going to spring it forward, lifting the back leg up. Upper body and the back leg parallel to the floor into our warrior 3. Hold it steady. So you can feel that strength down in the left leg. Keep breathing. And as we inhale, we soften the left knee. We slowly lift the upper body. We're going to draw the right knee forward and up. Hold it there. Notice here the lower belly naturally starts to draw in to be able to hold that leg where it is. And let's slowly lower that right foot to the floor. Feet together, arms down the sides of the body. Roll the shoulders open, palms face forward. Move through the Vinyasa. Inhale as we float the arms up, look to the thumbs. Exhale into fold, hands come to the floor. Inhale as we lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale as we step it back and move to the flow. Breathe in forward to our plank. Exhale in as we lower. Inhale as we draw the body forward and up. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And let's go ahead and breathe in as we float the right leg up. Again, we can bend that knee, lift that knee nice and high, that lovely little twist down in the lower body. And let's step the right foot forward. So we're lifting back up into our high lunge. Back heel is lifted, lower belly draws in. Arms float up, palms facing in. So we're going through a similar flow here. We're going to add a little bit more. So let's release the arms down the sides of the body. Lean the upper body forward, palms face down. Fingertips reach into the back of the mat. So get this lovely line of energy from that back heel all the way up to the crown of the head. Let's bring the hands into prayer position in front of the chest. Draw the belly in, control the energy as we float up, lifting the back leg and the upper body parallel to the earth. So back into our lovely warrior 3. So notice here we're hugging the shoulders up to the ears. See if we can keep the sides of the neck nice and open. So if you're using a block here for your practice, you'll have the block at the front of the mat. If you're not using your block, we're simply going to bring the fingertips down. So if you're using the block, we'll take the block underneath the right hand here. So just using that to steady the body a little bit further. If not, we bring the right fingertips to the floor and just slightly over to the right as we float the left hand off the floor and we're opening the body up. Nice deep breaths. So again, notice all that strength here coming from the belly. So radiating through the body, keeping everything nice and steady. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to soften that right knee. And we're going to slowly lower the back foot down. Coming into our Virabhadrasana 2, our lovely warrior 2. So sinking into the hips, soften through the toes. That nice light touch between the body and the floor. And from here, we're going to release the back hand down. Breathe in as we float the right arm up. Exhale as we windmill the hands, frame the front foot, and let's step it back. Move to the Vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhale as we lower, keep the belly joint in. Breathe in as we lift through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. From here, let's breathe in as we float the left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, lift the knee nice and high. So again, that lovely little twist down into the belly. We're going to step the left foot forward, in between the hands. Lifting back up into our Ashtachandra. So we've got a little bit of heat working through the body here. Energy radiating from the center. Let's breathe in as we float the arms up. Palms facing in. Maybe take the time to slow the breath down here. And let's release the arms down by the sides of the body. Lean the upper body forward. So fingertips reaching back, arms in line with that back leg. So again, that lovely line of energy from the back heel all the way up to the crown of the head. And let's bring the hands into prayer position. Draw the belly in, breathe in as we float up, back into Virabhadrasana 3. So back leg and the upper body parallel to the floor. So again, we're going to move into our half moon on the left side. So if we've got the block at the front of the mat, we take that underneath the left fingertips, or we take the left fingertips down to the floor, just slightly over to the left. Use that hand to steady the body as we breathe in and float the right arm up to the sky. So we're spiraling that right shoulder open. Nice deep breaths. Control the energy coming from the center of the body. And let's slowly soften that left knee. We're going to lightly lower the back foot down. Bending into that left knee, take the arms wide. Back into Virabhadrasana 2, our lovely warrior 2. Release the back arm down, breathe in as we float the left arm up. Exhale as we windmill the hands, frame the front foot. Stepping it back. Move through the flow, breathe in to float forward. Exhale as we lower down, belly draws in. Inhale as we lift high through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths. And let's step the right foot forward, in between the hands. I'm going to spin the back heel down. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Little bit of resistance between the arm and the leg as we breathe in and float the left arm up to the sky. Belly gently drawing in. So again, we get that little internal twist here across the center. And nice and gently, we're going to start to straighten through that right leg. Bringing the right hand to the shins, still pressing the left shoulder open. Keeping our gaze up to the sky, soften the toes. And really gently we're going to bring the left hand down, bend into the right knee, frame the front foot with both hands, lift the back heel, step the right foot back into our downward dog, have a little pedal to the heels, look straight into the hips. I'm going to breathe in as we float the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, lift it nice and high. And as we exhale, we're going to float forward into our plank as we draw the belly in and hug that right knee into the body. Keep the right knee lifted. And then we're going to send that right leg out to the left. Bring the back heel down, and we're going to breathe in as we float the left arm up to the sky. So again, spiral the left shoulder open. Look up nice and high, press through the fingertips of that right hand. Nice deep breaths. Slowly float the left hand down. Sweep the right leg back to meet the left. Flow through the Vinyasa. Breathe in as we float forward. Exhale as we lower. Inhaling as we lift high through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a moment to have a little pedal through the heels. A little sway into the hips. So here, it's very hot in this room. And I'm going to breathe in as we step the left foot forward. So I don't know where you're practicing today, but it may also be pretty hot there, but also we're feeling that little bit of heat through the body. So let's bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot, a little bit of resistance between that leg and the arm. Spin the back heel down. Breathe in as we float the right arm up to the sky. Nice deep breaths. So we spiral in that right shoulder open. So again, we feel that little twist all the way down into the belly. And I'm going to start to straighten through that left leg. Bringing the left hand to the shin. Press the right shoulder open. Keep our gaze up to the sky. So a lovely Trikonasana. And then slowly start to bend into that left knee. Float the hands down to frame the front foot, lift the back heel. I'm going to step the left foot back to meet the right. So into our downward facing dog. So here we can take that moment to pedal to the heels. Soften the elbows, find that space in the whole of the body. Before breathing in as we float the left leg up to the sky, bend that knee, lift it nice and high. And then we're going to float forward to our plank as we hug that left knee in towards the body. Keep the belly drawn in, hold it here. And let's send that left leg out to the side. Bring the back heel down, breathe in as we lift the right arm all the way up to the sky, lift into the hips. Keep the belly nice and strong. And let's slowly bring the right hand down to the floor. Sweep the left leg back. And an option here, we can hold it steady in our downward dog or move through a Vinyasa, breathing forward to our plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhaling as we lift through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Nice steady breath. And then we're going to breathe forward to our plank. And then we're going to lower the whole of the body all the way down to the floor, nice and steady. So coming down to lay on the front. And let's just take the arms down the sides of the body, take the head to the side. And just take a moment to breathe. And let's bring the chin to the floor. We're going to interlace our fingers at the back of the body. And we want a little bit of space between the hands and the lower back. We're going to roll the shoulders back, lifting through the chest. I'm going to breathe in as we lift the chest off the floor, keep the belly joint in. 2 more deep breaths. And gently lower down. Take the head to the other side. Take a moment to breathe. And again, let's lift the head and shoulders. Bring the chin to the floor. Let's interlace our fingers around the back of the body. Roll the shoulders down away from the neck. Lifting the chest from the floor, and this time I'm going to float the legs. So we can create some space between the thighs and the floor. Nice deep breaths. Keep the belly working. And let's lower the legs down. Hands in line with the chest. Press up onto all fours. Let's take the knees a little bit wider. And let's send the hips back and down as we lower the floor, head down to the floor. So just coming into our child's pose and just taking a moment to rest here. So just breathing into the back of the body. Nice deep steady breath. The lower belly still drawn in here, so we still maintain that connection to our center. But we're going to begin to slow things down. We're going to breathe in as we lift up onto all fours. Draw the knees underneath the hips. We're going to tuck the toes under. And we have an option here to float through one final vinyasa. Please feel free to stay into child's pose or a downward dog. We lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, have a little pedal through the heels. So let's take that flow, one final flow before we come down to our seats. Breathe in forward to our plank. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling as we lift through the chest. Exhale as we send the hips up and back. And let's lower the knees down to the floor. Come down to our seat, sweep the legs out in front. So heels together, toes pointing towards the sky. We're going to come into a nice seated forward fold. So shoulders back and down. So here, if you're using the belt, we take the belt around the balls of the toes. Otherwise, we breathe in as we float the arms up to the sky. As we exhale, draw the belly in as we float forward, catching a hold of our feet, shoulders down. Inhale as we lift through the crown of the head. Exhale as we lead with the heart. So we keep the head lifted here. Softness in the back of the neck. So here, remember, we're maintaining that openness down in the lower back. So remember, whenever we come down into our forward folds, when we're seated on the floor, we're already 50% of the way there. So we just take this position to a space where it's nice and comfortable for our own bodies. Nice deep breaths. And let's inhale as we slowly lift up, nice and gently. Take a bend in our knees, place the soles of the feet onto the floor. We're going to take our hands behind our seat. So we're going to draw the elbows, the shoulder blades, and the shoulders back towards each other. We're going to press down through the pads of the fingers. Soften the toes and maintain engagement through the soles of the feet. We're going to breathe in as we slowly lift the hips off the floor. So keeping the head in line with the spine. Can allow the head to soften back if it feels comfortable on the neck. But here we're lifting the hips up to the sky. Lower belly nice and strong. Nice deep breaths down into the base of the lungs. And let's slowly lower the hips all the way down, nice and gently. I'm going to catch hold of the underneath of our thighs. Roll the shoulders back and down. Walk the feet a little bit closer in towards the body. And I'm going to lean back as we float the feet off the floor. So here, lower belly's drawn in. So we're really using that core stability to keep the body nice and steady. I'm going to breathe in as we float the arms up to the sky. Keep the knees drawn in. I'm going to slowly bring the arms parallel to the floor as we straighten the legs away from the body. Shoulders soft. And again, belly draws in. Bend the knees, hug the knees in. Let's float the arms up to the sky. Hold it steady. Notice if we're gathering any tension here in the face, we want to keep the face nice and soft. Let's float the arms forward, parallel to the floor. Let's straighten the legs away from the body. Hold it here. And let's lift everything a little bit higher. And let's slowly lower the legs down. And we're going to nice and gently ease the body down onto the floor. Hug the knees in, have a lovely little rock from side to side. Maybe creating some little circles down the lower spine. And we're going to repeat that little sequence from the start. So let's hug the right knee into the body, catching hold of that knee with both hands. Let's lengthen the left leg away. So we're floating that left leg off the floor, and our toes are all reaching away from the body. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, let's lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Keep that right knee drawing in, navel drawing in towards the spine. And let's release the arms, reaching the arms forward. Slowly and gently lower the left leg down. Straighten the right leg up to the sky, catch hold of the back of the thigh, press away through the heels. So again, a little bit of pressure between that thigh and the hands, just creating a little bit of resistance. And let's slowly lower the right leg down, hug the left knee in, catch hold of that knee with both hands. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, let's hug that knee in as we lift the head and shoulders. So all the toes pointing away from the body, softness in the back of the neck. And let's reach the arms away from the body. Keep the back of the neck nice and soft. Again, lower belly still drawing in. And let's slowly lower that right leg down as we straighten the left leg up to the sky, press into both heels, catch the back of the thigh, a little bit of resistance. Nice deep breaths. And slowly lower that left leg down. Let's take the feet nice and wide. Maybe a little wriggle into the hips, just finding that space where the body can soften. Let's take the arms down the sides of the body, palms facing up. And let's gently close or soften the eyes. So moving gently into our Savasana. So here we can release any holding on in the navel, relaxing the muscles of the belly, softening down into the pelvic floor. So here we allow the whole of the center of the body to feel nice and spacious. Maybe just taking a moment to check in and notice any changes. Maybe we can sense and feel that movement of energy within the body. As we relax on the muscles, feel the weight of the body as it gently touches the floor. As we allow ourselves to completely surrender to the earth. for those of you that wish to continue your Savasana, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, let's start to find some movement through the fingers and the toes. Just gently easing into the wrists and into the ankles. Before taking a nice deep breath in and having a lovely big stretch. And let's hug the knees in towards the body. Have a little rock from side to side. And let's ease the body onto our left. Slowly lifting up to a nice comfortable seat. So thank you everyone for taking the time to practice with me today. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you did, click the link or the subscribe button below. If you would like to donate to the classes, please follow the link on the Buy Me a Coffee just below the video. Enjoy your week, your evening, your day, wherever you are, and I shall see you again. Thank you.